Class 9, Subject Physics, Chapter Motion, Module 2. At the end of this module, you will be able to differentiate between uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Define speed. Find speed of different moving objects. Uniform motion and non-uniform motion. A body is said to be in uniform motion if it travels equal distances in equal intervals of time, no matter how small these intervals may be. Let us check an example now. Consider the car. The car is in uniform motion now. That means it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. Here the car covers 4 meters in every 2 seconds. That means the car is in uniform motion. Now let us check non-uniform motion. A body has a non-uniform motion if it travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time. Observe the motion of the car. You can find that the car travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time. That means the car is in non-uniform motion. So, uniform motion is when an object covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. The distance time graph for a body having uniform motion is a straight line. The distance time graph for a body having non-uniform motion is a curved line. Now, let's differentiate between uniform and non-uniform motion. Uniform motion. Travel equal distances in equal intervals of time. But in non-uniform motion, a body travels unequal distances in equal intervals of time. In uniform motion, the distance time graph for a body will be a straight line. But in non-uniform motion, the distance time graph for a body will be a curved line. How can we find whether an object is moving slowly or fastly? Look at the figure. In this figure, you can see that object 1 and object 2 are moving through the same path. Both the objects are covering equal distances, but they are taking different time to cover the distance. We can see that object 1 is faster than object 2. That means speed of object 1 is greater than speed of object 2. And what is speed? We have considered two physical quantities to define speed. That means the distance traveled and the time taken to cover the distance. Let us take another example. The car is travels along a straight line. That means the car is in rectilinear motion. Now, the time taken by the car to travel the distance be 30 seconds. Now let us consider another car also covers the same distance by taking a time of 40 seconds. Which one has greater speed? How can we find that? Yes, look at the time taken. Both the cars have traveled equal distances by taking unequal times. The first car has taken only 30 seconds to cover the same distance, but the second car has taken 40 seconds to cover the distance. So we can say that the first car has greater speed than the second. Now, let us find the average speed of a red car and blue car. You can see that a red car has a speed of 10.5 meter per second. At the same time, blue car has 14 meter per second. So, speed is defined as the rate of distance covered by a body. Mathematically, speed is given as speed equals distance by time. A body traveling from one location to another might stop, slow down, speed up, or move at a constant speed. The average speed of a body is defined as the total distance traveled divided by the total time taken. That is, average speed equals total distance divided by total time. The unit of measuring speed is meter per second. Meter per second is the SI unit of speed. Another unit, kilometer per hour, is also using to measure the speed of a moving object. Suppose a car covers 20 km in 1 hour. So speed equals 20 km by 1 hour equals 20 km per hour. Do you know how to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second? 1 kilometer equals 1000 meters and 1 hour equals 60 into 60 seconds. That is 1 kilometer per hour equals 1000 meter by 60 into 60 seconds or equals 5 meter by 18 seconds. So 1 kilometer per hour equals 5 by 18 meter per second or 1 meter per second equals 18 by 5 kilometer per hour. Let us find the answer of the question. A train covers 51 km in 3 hours. Calculate its speed. How far does the train go in 30 minutes? Solution. Given that distance equals 51 km and time equals 3 hours, we have the equation speed equals distance by time. That is 51 by 3 equal to 17 km per hour. Now we have to find the distance traveled by the train in 30 minutes. So time equals 30 minutes. That means we have to convert it into hours. So it will be half an hour. And speed is 17 km per hour. So distance traveled is equal to speed into time. That is 17 into half equal to 8.5 km. Now let us discuss about uniform speed or constant speed. A body has a uniform speed if it travels equal distances in equal intervals of time, no matter how small these time intervals may be. The distance time graph of an object moving with uniform speed will be a straight line. Now let us do another problem. An object travels 16 meter in 4 seconds and then another 16 meter in 2 seconds. What is the average speed of the object? We know that Average speed equals total distance by total time. Distance traveled in 4 seconds equals 16 meter and distance traveled in 2 seconds equals 16 meter. So total distance traveled equals 16 plus 16, which is equal to 32 meter. Total time taken equals 4 plus 2 equal to 6 seconds. Thus, average speed equals total distance by total time. So, 32 by 6 equals 5.33 meter per second. In this module, you have learned that speed is distance traveled by an object in unit time. Speed equals distance by time. Differences between uniform motion and non-uniform motion.